with my lady, we danced till 3. She looked at me and showed a tapestry. Babe had cried, his eyes looked like mine. Do a dance on the floor in the round, lady. And folk have always told me, be careful of thy will. Don't go around breaking young maid's hearts. And mother always told me, be careful with thy love. Be careful what thou do, as lies becometh truth. But Billie Jean is not my lover. Thou art a lass who claims that I am the one. Nay, the child is not my blood. Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that thou art the one. Nay, the child is not my blood. She says thou art the one, but the child is not my blood. No. She cries, thou art the one, but the child is not my blood. Billie Jean is not my lover. Thou art a lass who claims that thou art the one. Nay, the child is not my blood.
Test 1, 2. Thank you, Bunko. Thank you, Adam. I didn't notice. So what I said was, before we jump into this new game of mine, Harmony, the Fall of Reverie, can we just hold a moment for how amazing this bloody cover is of Billie Jean? I've just been dancing in my chair this entire time. I just randomly found the playlist and I'm really getting happy from this music. Anyway, today I am going to play a new game, and from what I've heard it is similar to Life is Strange, but not exactly. It sounded good, it looked really good, and this will be my first gameplay of it. So let's go to the game overlay. And it already found it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I will keep the music on, but I might just turn it down a wee bit. Alright, let's jump into the game. And let me at least make sure that the sound is actually louder than the... that the audio of the game is actually louder than the music there. So what I'll do, I'll quickly go over to... yeah, I will put it down a little bit more. Even though it sounds amazing, this game does have a lot of story. So we definitely need to have the sound from the game mostly present. So, new game. It says it works on controller. So far it's not working, so we're just going to use mouse and keyboard. Yes, create a new game. How are you guys doing, by the way? How are you doing, Bunko? How are you doing, Adam? Did you have a good day? Look at the little seagulls. There's a little seagull baby. So adorable. Continue. Welcome back, Polly. No. She looks so happy from getting that letter. Little evil blob. What could that even mean? The old workshop. I'm tired but also really good, thanks. How are you? Yes, I'm also pretty good. So I have been to some of the meetings for me being autistic and just meeting other uh, people who are autistic and don't really know how to handle it well. And I wasn't looking forward to it. I was really reluctant to go, but I'm really happy that I went. I got some really good information and mostly didn't feel as alone. Uh, because even though uh, every autistic person is different, um, there's still that stigma of how it should be, and really felt like I was often just over exaggerating about it. And now I really heard that that wasn't really the case, and that other people were facing the exact same things that I was. So I'm really happy that I actually went there. So yeah, my week has been pretty good. Mostly chill. Today has been a very hot day, but I got some special ice cream. So as you know, I live in the middle of farmlands. So I went to the one of the farms just around me, and they actually make fresh ice cream from the cows that they milk there. And I got some Malaga and pear ice cream, which I'm really excited about. So I haven't gotten it yet. Um, I first need to empty up all the other ice cream, so that's what I'm doing first. But I will eat it somewhere this week, as it will very likely be very hot uh, for the remainder of the week. Oh, big hug back, Adam. But yeah, I am sweaty, I am hot, but I'm also okay. Lol. Everything looks the same, but it feels so different. I dropped my bag in my old room. It's been 10 years since I moved out of this place. 5 since the last time I managed to come back for holidays. When I was young, this island felt so small, but now I'm realizing I was wrong about that. It's not small, it's just that I was growing up. I had my own ideas, needed some time away, alone. Back then, it felt like all the space here was meant for other, more important people. I went to the Labyrinth, Knossos Myth and Reality exhibition at Oxford's Ashmolean Museum. It was awesome. That does sound really awesome. That sounds like a really good exhibition. What were the best things that you saw in there? And by people, I mean my mother, Ursula. No, not the sea witch. She's always been so purposeful, so dedicated, so focused. She casts a long shadow. Well, she did at the end of the Little Mermaid movie, becoming as big as the ship before she got impaled. Spoilers! The Naiads. Now I find myself stepping back into the place where we lived together for so many years, the Naiads. A big residence, open to all, filled with artists and creatives. The backbone of Alma, the surrounding neighborhood. At least it was. With Ursula gone missing, the place feels empty now, almost abandoned. I decide to go straight to my mother's room, to the heart of the problem. Everything looks familiar, and still, everything also feels very strange. I hear sound, and some instinct freezes me in place. Nobody's home. The noise emerges from somewhere inside my mother's room. A heartbeat and a gentle purr-like rattling. A soothing sound. A call. A name, whispered, chanted. I feel compelled to open the door and... You can do it. You can do it, Polly. Open the door. Ooh. Shiny necklace. Necklace is going to have a bath. Oh no! She got kidnapped by the necklace. How dare, you evil necklace. She got pretty close now. I really like her clothes that she has on now. The pottery and the recreations of the colorful artwork. Nice. I'm glad you had a good time there. It does sound really exciting. Where am I? Because this is mostly a game where it's focused on the story, I am actually going to pop my webcam out of there so you can actually read along a little bit more properly. I know when I look at games like these that I also just like to be able to read it all. So, plus I got a few sits, so you don't want to see that. Where am I? The world around me, I've never seen anything like it. An endless panorama, a limitless horizon. My head spins. And there, looking at me like I'm an old friend, is a girl. She seems surprised, as if my presence was a shock to her.
Oh, didn't see you there. Take your time, Sprout. It's not every day you wake up in a new dimension.
A new dimension? What? My ears are ringing, head swimming. I feel like I'm in the strangest dream ever. But I take a breath. And focus.
There you go. You'll get the hang of it in no time.
Who is this person? She puts down the game console she was playing with and rushes over to me.
So, I guess we've got a lot to discuss.
Oh, this little pixelated heart that came out of her head. That was adorable.
Who are you? I'm Polly.
Actually, you're Harmony for us over here.
She seems to be looking at my clothes and... What happened? Why am I dressed like a priestess? Well, it looks very good on you, so... Breathe. I need to breathe.
I'm Bliss. This world is Reverie. And it's in big trouble.
Oh no.
What?
Both my world and yours are on the brink of collapse. Not pillaged and plundered by an invading army or something cool like that. No, this is ugly. Bad news. Collapsing from within, you know?
Wait, slow down, please. I was just in my mother's room, and I picked up this necklace, and...
See this?
The girl points to an object floating in the middle of the platform. An orb. It sort of looks like a heart, wreathed in blue flames. It's radiating a powerful surge of emotions. But how do I even know this?
Don't look at it for too long, Sprout. It'll bum you out.
It's... incredible.
And yet, it's fragile. More than it has ever been.
I take a few steps toward it. Waves of comforting warmth and aching cold wash over me. Sensations of solitude and togetherness, emptiness and excess. I'm on the verge of tears, gripped by a sense of helpless sorrow beyond my control.
I know who you are. And I know you have to touch the heart of Reverie.
The heart.
Touch it! Touch it and see the future!
That's what she said. Sorry. I comply. My fingers seem to go right through the surface. It's neither cold nor hot, softly rough. I feel a slight shock, almost imperceptible. Bleh.
What the...
You're connected to Reverie now. You'll be able to travel between our world and yours.
That's pretty awesome.
What do you mean, travel? I have so many questions.
Looks like you're searching for your mother. This'll point you in the right direction. Introducing the Augural, an amazing tool you can use to strategize and plan out the future.
How do I use it?
The girl takes a sip of her drink and a few seconds to reply. Is this simply theatrics, or is she figuring out the best way to explain?
See for yourself, Sprout.
This tutorial will give you all the knowledge you need to explore the story. The future is visible to you in the form of interconnected nodes. Each node contains a fragment of story that you can choose to unveil. Close this tutorial and use the mouse button on the first node to select it. Alright, first steps. What is this? Where am I? When a node is selected, information about its fragment of story appears on the right side of your screen. Use this information to plan your journey through the story. Close this tutorial and click again on the node to see the fragment it contains. What happened? What the hell just happened?
The Augural allows you to see the future. That's this board, you know? Before today, time was linear for you. From now on, well, it dances to your tune.
It's incredible. How? How come I can do that?
I'm an aspiration. Me and my friends need a heart to exist. But our heart is weak. And you're special, Sprout. You can help us. You can save us all.
Bliss attempts a smile, but it looks forced. Perhaps because I look so confused. For a moment, the words mean nothing to me. But why me? And why was the necklace in my mother's room? Could this Agoro be the key to finding my mother?
Let's start with something easy. Truth or dare?
Truth or dare? Is she serious? The light in her eyes tell me so. She is serious. The question mark symbol means that only one of the next two nodes can be played. The other will be blocked forever. Choose which part of the story you want to see unfold. None of this is real, so let's just go with the flow, right? Don't know where this is going, but talking seems less risky. Let's go for a dare. I wonder how you can play this game with some kind of immortal child, but I accept.
Dare.
Dare! Show me the cutest picture of you.
Cutest. I guess I can do that.
Bliss smiles. And just like that, I'm back home. I walk through the rooms and point to a picture. It's me, age 6, dressed for the first day of school. Don't ask me about the costume.
OMG! Harmony, you're the cutest!
Thanks. Everywhere I look, I see a good memory. Laszlo letting me play on the diving board while Ursula looked on in horror. Watching Nora drawing peacefully while Laszlo cooked. The few times Ursula let me have friends over for my birthday. Laszlo and Ursula cooking Nora's favorite meal while I finished my homework. I can't shake the strange feeling that I'm overseeing the future, learning the shape of my own path.
You're a natural. Look at you traveling between Brittle and Reverie like it's nothing.
Isn't it dangerous, seeing the future?
Bathing in what's to come or what's happened before is always dangerous.
Melancholy is a powerful emotion. And this place is...
When my dad left, Laszlo entered my life and carried me through the change, carried all of us. And he brought along his granddaughter, Nora. She brought a rush of fresh, new energy. She electrified the place. We were an odd family, piecemeal, improvised, but we were whole. My family.
What just happened?
You made a choice. What rippled forward from it was unique and new. Take your time to understand what all this implies. New powers can take a bit of getting used to, you know? You just need to focus. Stay in the present.
The memories felt more real.
You asked, right? Isn't it dangerous to blah blah and all that? Well, duh. Yeah, of course it's dangerous to live in a time that's not yours. Simple fact. And that's why you need to focus. Feet on the ground, eyes ahead, deep breath, and look into the future.
Look into the future? A new face. Polly can catch a glimpse of the future, but entire parts of it sometimes remain hidden from her. Notes with a thingy symbol will hide all the notes behind them. Hidden notes cannot be interacted with. They conceal all information about the fragment they contain. You will need to progress through the Agoro until you reach this note to review it and see beyond it. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I know how to move camera. I said that. I said that I knew how to move a camera, but here. A new face. I can feel someone else coming. Damn, this is weird. I open my eyes again. The two paths have merged into one.
Go on, what do you see? What do you feel?
I sense a new being. A new force. It's getting closer.
That, I believe, would be me.
A tall silhouette comes into focus before my eyes, surrounded by electric blue fish dancing in the air. I knew Bliss was tiny, but now she looks positively minuscule.
I am power. An aspiration like our minuscule Bliss over there.
He reads my mind too. I'm going to have to work harder to keep them out of my head.
No offense, Bliss.
None taken. I'd prefer the term fun-sized.
A little laugh slips out of me. Suddenly, this whole situation feels absurdly mundane, as though I've always been a part of this.
You must be Harmony.
Harmony? What a name. Am I one of them?
You have seen how weak our heart is. It won't last long. Great changes would come to pass. You might even call them cataclysmic.
The ground beneath me suddenly feels shaky, unstable.
What can I do? I'm just looking for my mother. I didn't ask for any of this.
You now know that chance does not exist. The futures laid out before you will force your hand. They will require you to make choices. Choices that are ruthless, difficult, even painful. Choose wisely, follow your objective, and your diligence will be rewarded with a valuable resource.
Knew I forgot something. There's this energy technology called egregor, right? It's basically how we exist in your world. It kind of tastes like, you know that blue soda?
Egregor is rare and powerful. It is not to be drunk. Some choices you make will generate egregor and bind us together. Use it wisely.
What? What are you expecting from me?
The aspirations meet my doubts with a knowing look. I don't like that they can see my thoughts, read my intentions.
Ah, you got it. I can tell because your mind's gone all hard. Difficult to hear.
It looks like I'm getting better at pushing them away from what's in my head.
We have much more to tell you, but a good leader knows what to reveal and what to leave unsaid. For now, of course.
The two aspirations look at each other. Something is shared in their glance. An emotion? A memory? But I don't know what it is. I'll need to find out by myself.
The key is your mother, Harmony.
Her disappearance must be linked with what happened here.
You know my mother? A pause. They glance at each other.
Some of our number are lost. Scattered.
And we work better if we're a team.
How many of them are there?
But that's for later. Right now, the priority is your mother.
Right, my mother. How do you know her?
Exactly.
We must find her. Or else...
Your heart will get weaker?
The look in their eyes tell me I'm right.
Find your mother. Explore the futures.
I nod. The view from up here is stunning. My head feels heavy. So much has been dropped on me. So much. I need to close my eyes. A new objective node has been revealed. Objective nodes are marked by a ray of light shining from their center. Try to reach them to progress through the story. Use tab to open the notifications panel and see the new objective nodes. Alright, let's continue on then. So, an awakening. I'm back on Earth. Was all of that real? I can tell right away that I'm not in Reverie anymore. The sun over Athena is hot and dry. I stretch out my arms, feeling the muscles there resisting. A minute. I just need a minute to think this all through. I came here to find my mother, discovered a necklace that transported me far away, and I'm now able to instantly travel between worlds and talk to gods?
Is that it?
That wasn't a dream. All my studies into the human mind, all my research, I've never heard anything like this. It was the seizure or hallucination. This was all the legends and tales my mother wrote about in her poetry. All the stories she told me as a kid. An invisible world opened up in front of me with the girl. I need to act. I need to embrace this. These two nodes are blocked by a barrier. Barriers block access to certain nodes until they are removed. It seems crystals are required to unlock either of these two nodes. The water and crystal symbols show that you need a bliss or a power crystal to progress through the story. Crystals can be gained as you progress through the Agora. Here are the crystals you seek. Do you see the water and crystal symbols on the upper part of these two nodes? Yeah, right over there. Progress through the Agora and play one of them to gain a crystal and break the corresponding barrier. Crystals can materialize in different forms depending on which aspiration they are bound to. Alright, let's go to kind of home. At last, a familiar face. I walk back inside. My head still swirling with words, names, predictions. And then, Nora. I can hear her footsteps outside the room. Knowing her, she's about to barge in. I rub my eyes and run my hands through my hair, trying to wake from reverie.
Polly?
I can feel tears in my eyes, a sweet taste in my mouth, static electricity grazing my shoulders and arms.
Polly! You're here!
Yes, I'm here.
Nora! Come here!
She crosses the room and we hug. It's the first human contact I've had in months. She feels so good, so warm and familiar.
How are you?
Good! I mean, fine, considering what's going on.
It's okay. We'll find her. I know we will.
So much has happened.
Tell me.
Hold on, I need some coffee. It's keeping my brain from rotting.
She drinks coffee now. She's definitely older, a young woman. In the kitchen, Nora makes us both coffee and launches into, well, about 8 different stories at once, all tangled together. She hasn't changed, always carrying an entire world of plots and characters and charming adventures with her, a Nora-verse of energy.
And yeah, Grandpa's gone through all 5 stages of grief, though for a while I thought he was stuck on denial.
I smile as she hands over a huge mug, filled to the brim with caffeine.
Nothing beats a really cheap, super strong coffee.
Can she see you?
Oh, no, you're fine. Just don't start talking to yourself. Weirds people out.
Nah, keep talking to yourself.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking so much. Can't believe it's the first time you've been back in years.
Yeah, it's... you know.
Oh, I know. Things were difficult with Ursula.
It doesn't feel good to admit my mother always showed more love and affection to Nora than to me. I'm not jealous, nor deserves love, but I'm there as well. It's hard to stop thinking about the reasons behind it. Was I harder to love?
But she'd been different lately. We had a fight before she went missing.
Ursula was upset with you.
Nora's always got along well with my mother. I can't remember the last time they fought.
You heard about all the job openings at MK?
Nora wants to join MK? A few months ago she was telling me how intrusive and problematic they were.
The city's getting more expensive by the minute, and the pay's good, and it's interesting work, I guess. Did I mention the pay? Because, Paul, we're barely getting by here. And there's this school I'd like to go to, a rather expensive school, but Ursula felt I was betraying myself, and we had a fight, and I had to sleep at a friend's place for a couple of days.
That bad?
I just needed some space, some air.
The shiver of static electricity is back. Through my fingers, up my back. The necklace feels lighter around my throat.
I know MK isn't perfect, but I can't live here forever. No way I can move out without a job.
MK isn't perfect, but it's not a sentence I thought I'd ever hear from Nora's mouth.
What do you think?
As I think about how to answer, I feel the weight of the decision. This is the kind of choice Bliss was talking about. Alright, so we can either go for Bliss, this is what she wants to hear, support, not judgment. She doesn't want to hear this, but it is for her own good. Well, I understand doing something you don't like for money. Let's go for Bliss. As I open my mouth, I can feel Bliss's sparkling energy at my side.
Oh, this is gonna be good. I can feel it.
But what if I'm just telling her what she wants to hear, so I don't make her feel bad? To avoid saying something uncomfortable?
Everybody wants support for their accomplishments or their mistakes.
The words lift the weight off me. This is right. It's not my place to pass judgment, is it? I smile at Nora.
Money, responsibility, a chance for a fresh start. Maybe you should take it.
Seems like everyone hates MK, except the people who work there. So, maybe I'm missing something. And if I took a job there, I'd find out what.
Yeah, and you can always quit if it turns out that it is really the evil corporation that you thought it'd be. And then you would have extra information for the people to know that it is really an evil corporation. So, it's still a win-win.
It's been hard. Laszlo and Ursula have always helped me out, but I want my own home now, my own life.
I smile, projecting warm affection and reassurance.
Ugh, my goodness, I need another hug.
I can give you a hug. I nod and smile. She jumps forward into my
I
arms.
missed you so much. You're always so supportive, so calm, so sure of yourself.
Nora can't see my face. She's missing the clouds of doubt passing before my eyes. Me? Sure of myself? That's probably the energy I've learned to give off. Inside me, though, inside, my world is upside down.
This feels good.
It does.
Nora squeezes harder.
I'm sorry I didn't visit.
I squeeze back.
I was busy and I wanted to keep everything from here at a distance. A plant like me, well, it needs water and sunshine and distance from its parents.
Nora lets out a laugh. It's round and booming. That's the laugh I remember. Then she releases me. We're both recharged, both at peace.
Come on. I guess we should find Laszlo.
I could do with a drink.
I may be passing out and forgetting about the necklace and those two weird... I stop the thought before it expands beyond my control. Family first. Because that's why I'm here, isn't it? Family? You just collected your first crystal. Crystals collected during a chapter are not kept when you move to the next one. The barrier has fallen. You can now reach the object of note. Alright, let's do that. Let the pajama party begin! The Sanctuary of Bliss. Oh, look at the little happy milk carton and a cute little popper. And the happy little burger, the kawaii burger. When I return to my senses, I'm no longer an Athena. There's a warm blanket around my body, a soft whisper in my ear, and then a playful voice.
Finally! There you are! What you did back there, that was nice of you. Real nice.
The desert wind fans my hair out in front of my face. It's surprisingly sweet, almost invigorating. The aspiration beside me points to a building in the distance. Faint electronic music seems to radiate from the colorful walls.
Your place?
My crib. Yeah!
Oh, look at that little kitty that was just floating in the air. The Ultra Fame Show. And another kitty here, and a little rabbit. Look, the kitty, floating kitty. Little Shiba Inu. Oh, all the cute little things. Inside, it's warmer, cozy but loud, blaring with chimes and chip tunes and puppy high-energy music.
Pull up a beanbag. Drink?
Do you drink? Or eat?
Do I need to? Nah. Do I want to? Course. Tasty's tasty.
I have to stay focused. Every time I look around me, this world seems completely impossible.
Are you real? Or...
Us lot, aspirations. We're the proof that you lot, humans, exist.
the proof we exist?
Yeah. You exist, so we exist. And if we exist, then...
Humans exist.
And that concludes our segment on philosophy. Try not to think about it too much. I don't.
That's reassuring somehow. Even the gods of this place don't know how it works.
Listen, you just need to see the Augural as a board game. You've got your resources, your goals, your supporting characters. It's just a game. Chillax, enjoy, have fun with it.
Chillax? No, she's deflecting.
Earlier, you said that this was serious. There could be consequences.
Sure, but I don't like the word consequences. Too many vowels. Don't much like vowel either.
Is everything a game to you?
No, not everything.
The aspiration's mood shifts immediately. The room feels a little darker, a little less cheery.
The future isn't. The future is important. Vital. And the future, our future, is in your hands.
The Augural.
Aspirations have been around since the dawn of humankind. We've guided you, and we've been guided by you.
We're connected.
More than connected. You exist because we exist. And the other way round as well. If we die, you die. And I don't want to die. No siree.
There's a break. A silence filled by the sounds of Bliss's sanctuary. Enough for Bliss to wordlessly express that she's talked enough.
Fine. I'll explore the future.
Yeah! Have fun with it. I'll be around, listening, chiming in. Unless I'm in the middle of a game, of course.
Of course.
Once outside, I pause for a moment, watching an immovable sun casting its light onto the bunker. And it hits me. Aspirations aren't good or bad, noble or evil. They are what they are. All of them. Representations of the fallible, malleable human psyche. Should I join forces with Bliss? Power? Another aspiration? It's up to me to decide. A long road ahead. My head is buzzing with thoughts. Now what? Whatever is brewing here, it's big. Bigger than my mother disappearing. I step closer to the heart of Reverie. Its blue flames don't seem to burn.
Hey! You still here?
I turn around. Bliss is standing right in front of me.
Didn't mean to scare you. Sorry.
There's more to it than she's ready to share. I can sense it.
This is a lot. Are you real? Is any of this real? Or am I having some sort of waking nightmare?
First, thanks. Nightmare indeed. Second, it's very real, Sprout.
I just need a minute.
It's okay. Really. We're really impressed by everything you've done so far. Soon, you'll be able to see even further on the Augural.
How far ahead?
Depends on your choices. On who you side with. On what happens.
She's uncomfortable.
I can tell you don't exactly trust me. Even if I can't read your mind anymore.
Let's be honest here.
You mentioned my mother. As soon as I stepped into all this, you knew. And you wanted me to find her. What's going on with her? Do you know Ursula?
Can aspirations breathe? Because if so, Bliss just took the biggest gulp of air ever.
Ursula was here before. In your shoes. In this place. Wearing this necklace. And she tried to do everything you've been doing today, and...
She failed.
She wasn't the right person. Why? I can't tell you directly.
For every mystery solved, 2 secrets are added.
Whatever happened, it broke us. It almost ruined Reverie. And we forgot. Our minds, our bodies were twisted and erased.
I turn away from bliss. A minute. I just need a minute. Today's been a string of solo minutes, wild concepts, shocking discoveries.
We need your help. And you need ours. There's an aspiration called truth. They know a lot. I mean, of course. If you could find a way to save them, it would mean the world to us. I know it's unfair to ask you to go out there without any more information.
It'll be okay. I understand the stakes. And I'll do my best.
I give her a tentative smile. I need to get back to Nora, meet with Laszlo, search for my mother and this truth. No time to lose. Select a past note to display an overview of its contents. The game is saved automatically after each note is played. You can still restart the chapter from the start as long as it has not been completed. This option is available from the pause menu. Right, end of the chapter. This is the act overview. It appears when reaching the end of a chapter. An act is composed of several chapters, each having its own objectives. The act overview is a simplified version of all the chapters composing an act. This is the objective you have just completed by helping Nora make a decision about her future. It is now part of your ongoing journey towards the main pivot points of the story, the outcomes. An outcome represents the conclusion of great events of the future. They are unlocked by the crystals you collect throughout the chapters. At the end of a chapter, all the crystals you have collected are automatically transferred to the outcomes. Unlocking an outcome generally requires a large number of crystals. At the end of an act, you will have to pick an outcome. On the aggro, you can press RB at any time to access the act overview. Do not hesitate to check it regularly and see your progress towards the outcome you're aiming for. Close this tutorial and use A on the node to start the next chapter. Alright. More glory and more grief than I can tell. Familiar face, foreign emotion. Laszlo's expecting me, maybe more than anyone else is. The eye symbol means that the node will trigger a revelation. Revelations on film nodes, still invisible to Polly on their aggro. See the links extending from the icon? They point to the nodes that will be revealed. Siema's Creek. I look up at the sky, the clouds floating by, obscuring the newly revealed stars. Familiar but unknowable, beautiful but ever-changing.
I came out here for like 2 hours last week.
I believe it.
They suck you in, don't they? Especially when the sea's calm and you can see them reflected down there.
I look over at her, neck craned upwards, a half smile on her lips. She seems calmer. I'm glad.
All right. Time to rip off the bandage. Let's go see Laszlo.
I'll be at your side.
I know you will.
She lowers her gaze from the heavens to look me in the eye.
You haven't seen him the last few days? Full on denial. It's killing me to see him like this.
Sounds rough. But we'll find a way. Right? Even if we have to outdrink him with his own imported beers.
That wins me another smile, clearer this time.
They are so expensive. And I'm broke, just so you know.
We walk through the streets of our childhood, laughter bouncing off the familiar walls. We chat as we go. We're sad that one store closed, amazed that another has managed to stay open. We laugh, a godsend considering the circumstances. But the further we walk, the worse the flickers get. Bond's estuary. Estuary? Not sure how to pronounce that word. Images of other places, impossible places, reverie. Birds flutter about my head, phasing in and out of reality, and a kindly voice calls my name. Polly! Polly! And then he's there, in front of me.
Greetings. Oh, did I startle you?
Where am I? Who are you? Another aspiration?
Exactly. I'm Bond. My siblings keep forgetting about me. I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
No. I guess I'm getting used to it. I feel at home, somehow.
Naturally. My path is one of community, friendship, and empathy. My mangrove forest is a place of warmth and safety. And I am an excellent host. The journey before you, Harmony, is one with many roads and even more destinations. I am here to guide you towards those that lead to understanding, not conflict.
I know this won't be as simple as that, unfortunately.
Oh, you mean your mother. I know you will find a way to see eye to eye with her.
Fat chance, but sure. Let's pretend that's even remotely possible.
I don't wish to keep you. Before you go, I have but one piece of advice. Remain mindful of others. Then your journey may be one of discovery, not destruction.
Laszlo's bar. Before I can reply to this news aspiration, I blink and I'm back on Athena.
Turns out he wasn't even talking to me. Can you believe it? What an idiot. Well, we're here.
She's right, Laszlo's bar. I give her a reassuring nudge and we head to the counter. The place hasn't changed at all, except it's a little messier. A lot messier, in fact. But the rest? The ramshackle seating, the sticky counter, the rumble of the tram line overhead. This place always felt like a second home to me. And there, tending the bar.
Polly! You're here. I'm so glad you're finally here.
Laszlo. He leaves the counter and comes over. Before I can react, he's grabbed me in a bear hug. My phone jams up into my ribs and I force a smile.
My word, it's good to see you, Polly.
Thumbs up. Oh yeah.
You look like a strong breeze would knock you over. Are you eating? Here, look, I've got snacks behind the bar.
Nora rolls her eyes. She wasn't wrong. His smile is too wide. His voice is a bit too loud. Laszlo's a jolly fellow, but this is a bit too jolly for the situation. Why? Several objective nodes have been revealed. It will be impossible to gather the crystals required to complete both objectives. You will have to make a decision. Will you follow Bliss's path or Bond's instead? A family tree is a fragile thing. Be careful how you handle it, Harmony. You haven't seen each other for ages. Take it easy. Serious stuff can wait. We are going to go for the Bond. Laszlo bustles off to grab some unneeded snacks, sending an errant beer bottle skittering across the gobbles.
What's up with him?
He's been like this ever since Ursula disappeared. It's unbearable. He pretends everything's fine, like she's gonna waltz through the door any minute. Whenever I bring it up, he gets angry. So, I stopped. He has his own way of showing his feelings, I guess.
Cheers and worries. Something's afoot with Laszlo. Something besides Ursula's disappearance. With Laszlo fussing about behind the counter, Nora smiles and goes over to chat with some regulars. There are a few faces I recognize, names bubbling up from the fog of forgotten memory, Laszlo's friends. They look older, shrunken almost. Snippets of conversation drift my way. He's not been the same these last few days. What's wrong with him? I turn my head away. I don't need to hear any more of this. They're worried too. I need to do something. Inevitable notes. This is an inevitable note. You have no choice but to play this type of note when it becomes available. Alright, Laszlo leads the conversation. Laszlo's a pro at avoiding serious subjects. No choice but to listen to him for now. I try to strike up a conversation with him, but he immediately launches into a discussion of almost politics and the price of importing beer. I let him do the talking. It feels good to hear him talk about mundane things.
Did Nora tell you about the storm a while back?
I've seen pictures. How bad was it?
Bit of flooding around the island, but the walls held and the roof barely leaked at home. Nora helped board up the bar. We had a good laugh at all the drowned drones the next day. Spotted some MK folks trying to scoop them up before they floated out to sea.
Competitive drone fishing.
He smiles, and his face relaxes somehow.
The sport where nobody wins.
Right, if he's too shy to talk in front of Nora, you should give him some privacy. Laszlo needs support, even if he won't admit it. Why don't you show him the way? This is going to be tough. Laszlo is open and generous, but when it comes to his feelings, not so much. It can be hard to get through to him. I wait until he's busy with a customer to talk to Nora.
Okay, here's the plan. We have to get his guard down. He'll stay like this forever. And that's no good for anyone. So, it's time for some bar work.
What?
Just follow my lead.
I rise and walk behind the bar as confidently as I can. Nora follows close after me.
Come on, move over.
What are you two up to?
Tending bar. Judging from the state of this place, you can use all the help you can get.
The place is looking a little untidy, I suppose. I've been busy, you know?
Looks like a bomb's gone off, Grandpa.
The nerves on this girl.
But he smiles. The banter's enjoyable after all.
I love you too.
The X icon means that the next node will trigger a revocation. It will block access to the other nodes forever. Select a node with a revocation to see the nodes that will be blocked. Alright. Even if he seems to avoid the place, he may have things to say. Maybe he can explain what feels so off about Athena. Talk about the Naiads, talk about change. Let's talk about the Naiads. I start to tidy up, grabbing discarded bar racks, bottles and still smelling glasses. Nora looks at me, confused. Hands full, I jerk my head towards a pile of dirty bar mats. Wordlessly, she collects them, shuffling them into the tiny washer. A smile appears on her face.
So, the Naiads is looking good?
The storm hit hard, so we had to fix and paint a lot of stuff in there.
He takes a glass from the bar and begins to clean it vigorously. I see a flash of fear in his eyes as they dart towards Nora. There's something unsaid here. That's highly unusual for Laszlo.
Nora, careful with the glasses.
I know.
But thank you. I probably needed some help over here.
I could swear he was about to say as well. Let him talk. He's ready to open up to you, Harmony. After a moment of silence, Laszlo places the glass back on the counter. He stares ahead, lost in thought. When he speaks, his voice is tight and cautious. Not the same man we've been seeing so far tonight.
I don't want to worry you girls. Yeah. I knew something was wrong. She'd been acting off for weeks.
It's okay. It's gonna be okay.
He lowers his eyes. It looks like he's wrestling with something.
Didn't want to involve you. We had enough problems already with the money and MK. I'm sorry.
Grandpa, it's okay. We understand.
They were our problems. I thought I could deal with them myself, and, well, time to figure out what comes next.
May the sun return soon. It's been a long day, but there are still some things that need to be said. Night has fallen. The place is almost empty, apart from Laszlo's friends and the phone-browsing Nora. A lot of text. I'm curious, but it's not my place to investigate. At least not for now.
It has been a day.
Definitely a day.
Tomorrow's creeping up on us already.
He nods his head at me, but this time it's genuine. There's a faint sparkle in his eyes. His armor isn't gone, but the straps have loosened. It's a start. Too bad Laszlo didn't reconnect with his granddaughter, but I kinda get your decision. He has learned much today. With the help of others, he may grow stronger than he ever imagined. Let's go for this one. We decide to stay for a while. Nor for the atmosphere, need to see if I can pry off the last of Laszlo's armor. Then I get an idea to get him to talk.
Why don't we grab a drink with your friends over there, Laszlo?
He hesitates for a second before grabbing a big bottle from the fridge.
Sure.
We join Laszlo's posse around the far table, older folks from Athena and abroad. It all feels so normal. Derogatory jokes at Laszlo's expense, talk of the island and of Alma. MK, the new neighborhood they raised and built. Someone mentioned that someone mentions that Ursula's fought the construction for years, and it happens.
I need to come clean, folks. Ursula's been gone for a few days. She's disappeared.
This is news to the rest of the group.
I feel responsible. And I'm sorry if, you know, I hurt you.
Around the table, people show their support. Hands are shaken, promises are made to go out and look for her, ask questions. It's all quite moving. And when things calm down, his eyes meet mine. Is that gratitude?
The truth is, I knew it was coming. That something was coming, at least. Things have felt off for weeks. At home. Here. A feeling in the air. Again, sorry to all of you. Nora, most of all. Sorry. I just... It's hard. I didn't want anyone else to bear the burden.
Nora smiles gently, strides to the chair next to her grandfather and leans over. She rests her head on his considerable shoulder. For the first time since I arrived, I see a genuine smile cross his face. The objective notes may generate consequences that impact later chapters of the story. This will give you access to entire branches of the future and cut you off from others. Keep this in mind when planning your route on the Agorol. Because of the choices you made when dealing with Laszlo, you made great progress towards an outcome. You have chosen a path laid out before you by an aspiration, but the future might be still in your hands. Outcomes may have greater consequences than objectives. Will you stay on the same path, or would you rather change the course of the future? Act 1, Chapter 3, but the tyrant spell has bound me. Trusted hands. I knew I could trust Nora and Laszlo to find the lead. Polly's room. A new day dawns. Consciousness returns slowly, and as I open my eyes, they feel like hot marbles rolling in their sockets. Yesterday was more intense than I'd imagined. Reconnecting with Laszlo took an emotional toll I'm not sure either of us were ready for. I checked the clock. Past 10. Late. 5 more minutes won't hurt. But as my eyes close, there's a flicker, and I'm back in Reverie. I open them, and I'm at home, in bed. This is becoming intolerable. I wait a few moments to see if the sensation returns, but it leaves me be for now. Time to get up. The Naiads.
Are you sure you saw it in here?
Yes, it was by the sink. I was listening to my podcast.
Researching about the Oxyons, are you?
I'm sure there's a connection between them and Ursula and... Oh! Morning, sleepyhead.
It looks like the two of them have been up for a while. For Laszlo, that's not a surprise, but Nora's usually a night owl. Breakfast is all laid out. Banana crabs, hazelnut and sesame paste, fresh mango, my favorites.
How are you two this awake already?
Already? It's nearly lunch.
Grandpa, tell her!
Tell me what?
No, you do it.
We have a lead! On Ursula.
The next notes barrier was removed after you reach last chapter's objective. The other is forever inaccessible for you. You might not see the consequences of an objective note until much later in the story. Alright. So Laszlo and Nora don't trust themselves enough to spend this time together. Or Laszlo was right to believe in the kindness of strangers. Let's go for kindness. It takes a few seconds for my mind to adjust to what I just heard. We drank quite a lot last night. It seems that Laszlo's friends were adamant he needed to party hard. Being an adult means you can skip therapy for a good old all-night binge. It's been ages since I've been hungover. Alright, just focus.
What's happening? Spill!
Last night, one of my friends reminded me about a girl at the Naiads. She came to meet with Ursula. Several times, in fact. I asked who she was, and your mother said she was a journalist, interested in publishing some of her poems.
Which is weird. Nobody publishes poetry nowadays.
I have to admit that Ursula hasn't sold a single text in decades. Anyway, I didn't push it. Assumed your mother would tell me the truth when she was ready. But then...
Then she disappeared off the face of the earth.
Anyway, I mentioned this girl to my regulars. She's not the sort of person you forget easily. So, Jack thought he recognized the description, and this morning...
He dropped this off. Well, show her.
Laszlo grabs something off the counter and hands it to me. A magazine. It's a local publication. Anti-corporate, anti-fascist. Mono-concern seems to be the theme of this issue, unsurprisingly.
Second page, editor's column.
That's a lengthy piece on the inside cover. It's Koers MK, their actions on Athena, their checkered history. At the bottom there's a photo and a single name.
Jade.
Ooh, that's her! I think she's quite famous around here. Badass type.
Sounds like she's got a new fan.
Jack also told us the printer's address. Might be a good start.
We've got some mutuals in common too. Maybe we could hit them up instead. They'll know how to contact her for sure.
We've got options. That's a good start. A really good start. The lock symbol indicates that the note is locked. You need to reach a key to open it. That opens it. Seek for the key icons under a girl. Select the note you want to play to find its key on the Ogororo. Right, find Jade's friends. Nora won't have trouble asking them for info. Or explore the printing room. An underground printing room sounds quite cool. Let's go to the printing room. Her business contacts are more likely to have forwarding address and such. I decide to focus on the other leads.
Let's check the printers.
All right. I'll get my keys and we'll head out.
Let's go.
Castellio Road. The place isn't far. It's a ramshackle house that, for all intents and purposes, appears to be abandoned. Still, when we rap on the door, someone opens up. Someone who's most certainly not happy to see us. She looks to be about my age. As soon as Laszlo mentions Jade, she jams a finger to her lips and points to the sky. Several drones hover above the street, searching for something, or just on patrol. They are little piggies. Oh, cute little piggy drones. Nora and I nod and stroll a little way down the street. As soon as the drones move on, Laszlo disappears inside.
Any idea what this Jade might have wanted with Ursula?
Is that suspicion I detect?
Come on. It's a little weird, right? A stranger at the Naiads. A journalist, of all things. And then my mother disappears.
If it were anyone else, yeah, sus. But this is Jade. She's got to be the most active activist on the island. Plus, she has, like, moral scruples.
Is it just me, or is Nora starting to sound like Jade's #1 fan?
I've got a good feeling about this. About Jade. If we find her, she'll help if she can. I know it.
Laszlo emerges from the house and strides over, a big grin on his face. Laszlo has more information about Jade. Or maybe you should have paid attention to Nora and Laszlo's relationship when the time was right. We are going for more information. Laszlo's back, but he's keeping quiet. He sticks his hands in his pockets, clearly enjoying our impatience.
Come on then, tell us.
The owner said she hadn't seen Jade in a while. Usually pops by every few days, but not anymore. She also said something was a bit off. Jade's fire was gone, or something like that. The mag was everything to her. And then, she stopped caring. Truth be told, the owner was more than a little spooked, worried. Thought Mono Concern might have caught Jade's scent.
This has got to be tied to Ursula.
I need to get Nora to chill out a bit.
I don't know. It's all just a bunch of stuff happening at the same time right now. No solid links. Could be a coincidence, you know?
Skate Park is where we'll find her, if she wants to be found. We should head over there. I'm interested in having a chat with this young woman everyone's so enamored with.
Right. What was it about? What's the connection to Ursula? We're walking through the streets. Laszlo's in front, a smile on his face. Nora and I are behind, trying to keep up with him.
So, did the owner know what Jade was working on? Might have something to do with why she was talking to Ursula.
She said, far as she could tell, Jade was on a big MK investigation. Something to do with a public health program? No specifics, though. Jade hadn't delivered the copy.
Nora almost shudders.
Nothing that could go wrong there.
Doesn't sound like anything Ursula would have a hand in.
I can sense something surrounding us, like a warm blanket. Is one of the aspirations trying to reach me? But as I try to focus on it, it disappears. You have unlocked this node. You can now access it normally. So we can't do that one, we can only do this one. Laszlo seems to know something from Ursula's past. There's a shared charge between us, unconscious but evident. Each of us is looking over our shoulders more, checking the skies for drones, our surroundings for eavesdroppers, like a spy, on my own island.
Doesn't surprise me that your mother might be involved in something to do with that bloody company.
No, me neither. Remember those papers she wrote when I was a kid? MK didn't like those at all.
Ursula was protesting MK.
Not directly. Her work was all about ancient history, historical accounts, Oxyon stuff. MK didn't like any of that. But it was a very different beast back then. Barely a pop.
Either way, she was no fan of Monoconcern, or what it was doing to Athena. Her and Jade teaming up to take them down. Yeah, I can see that.
But without telling us? Your mother is a secretive person, sure, but she would have said something.
I turn to Nora. She looks like she agrees. It may be risky, but it could work. Notes can also make you lose crystals when you reach them. This node will make you lose 1 bond crystal and 1 power crystal. Athena. We head to the skate park. The streets are quieter now, with rush hour long since over. A stray dog trots alongside us for a moment, sniffs my hand, then wanders off. Jade is a long shot, but she's our only long shot. Besides, Laszlo claims he has a plan.
All right, out with it then.
Posters.
Posters. Of Ursula.
Exactly. Look, your mother may not be the best-known woman on this island, but she has connections. Hell, the Naiads is basically a community center, and everyone at the bar knows her. We get her face up everywhere, tell people to contact us. We're bound to get something back.
Nora and I share a glance. This feels good. It could work.
And if we do find this Jade, well, we could run an ad in that magazine of hers.
Use her network to spread the word even further.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good way to piss off MK.
Yeah. But Jade's our best chance. If we get close to her, we get closer to MK as well.
The more we learn, the more Ursula's disappearance becomes shrouded in mystery. Was it really the result of politics? Did she get herself into something she couldn't get out of? And is creating a public scandal really the best way to find our answers? Local poet disappears, MK does nothing. They won't say or do anything. They're already getting away with much, much worse.
Eyes on the prize. You're getting closer, right? You're making moves.
Yes, maybe Nora and Laszlo are right. Maybe this will work out.
Keep that momentum going. Reverie still needs you.
Bliss suddenly becomes absorbed in her handheld console, focused on mashing 2 specific buttons as fast as possible. This glimpse of her undivided concentration is impressive, but it doesn't seem to be going as she planned.
No! Ugh. Can you try to wrap it up before I rage quit this game?
Bliss must know that I can't answer right now.
Also, you didn't hear this from me, but Power's getting all ceremonial about the truth situation.
I'd like to ask what that even means, but I can't. And anyway, she's already gone. Right, so Jade. When we get to the skate park, how should we approach her? Alright, keep it straightforward. She may take me more seriously. Try to befriend Jade. She may be more inclined to open up. Let's be straightforward. Omedia Skate Park. We arrive at the skate park and my heart sinks. It's deserted, not a single soul in sight. I'm about to suggest we come back later when I suddenly hear a squeak from Nora. It's Jade emerging from behind the half-pipe. She's a stranger to me, but there's no mistaking that posture. She looks exhausted. Simple and to the point. That's the way to do this.
Ah, Jade?
The young woman's guard is immediately up. No doubt she's used to being recognized and suspicious of who we might be.
Can I help you?
This is Nora and Laszlo. I'm Polly, Ursula's daughter, from the Naiads. My mother is missing, and we were wondering if you could help us.
The young woman says nothing. Her face has shut down. Is this shock?
We know you visited her a few times at home before she disappeared.
Or she could be assessing us, trying to judge whether or not we're for real.
We were just wondering if you could tell us what you talked about. If it involved Monokonzan at all?
Jade remains silent. Suddenly, she turns her head and looks me straight in the eye.
When did she disappear exactly? What was she like the day before? Was she acting strange?
This isn't the passionate Jade I've heard about. She feels cold, analytical. The opposite of the energetic, driven firestarter I'd imagined.
Look, I'm sorry to press you on this. I really am, but we really need to know if you two were planning anything beyond the poetry.
She moves closer, and she's still not answering.
Who's the last person who saw her?
For a moment, I don't know what to do. But she must be asking these questions for a reason, same as us. Perhaps I need to listen to her, hear her out. Yeah, you should. I mean, I would have immediately answered it if I was in those shoes. An inevitable note is only active when all its conditions are cleared. This one will only activate if you collect a bliss crystal. Alright, so let's collect a bliss crystal. If we can find one. Oh, the bliss crystal is the pink one. Wait, she must have a reason for doing this. Answer Jade's questions. That is what I wanted to do anyway, so let's go and do that. I answer Jade's questions as best as I can, but I have to stifle my impatience. This is getting us nowhere. Weren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions? When I do manage to get in a question, Jade just deflects with another. Every time I answer, she asks for more details. She's not being aggressive, she's defending herself, making sure we can be trusted perhaps?
Listen to me. Don't fight her.
I know. I'm trying.
The real problem is, I can see Nora crossing her arms and scowling. She's annoyed and getting dangerously close to the boiling point. Right, we are going to the other side there. Nora gets impatient. She expected a different Jade, one with more empathy. I can understand. From the corner of my eye, I can see Nora standing frozen. Her usual electric fidgeting has stilled. Jade's up close now, arms crossed, straight-backed, every bit the investigative journalist. This isn't the badass Nora expected. As Jade continues to hammer questions at us, I see Nora's shoulders set, her face turned down. She's not just disappointed, she's getting defensive. I don't really blame her, but this is a delicate conversation. Can we risk her getting on edge? I don't want her to lose her cool, so... I can't do that. You know what? Then I will lose the cool. Why is it working? That one is locked. Then we will go for this one. Also locked. Alright, there's only one option left. Take the lead. Enough. Don't let her trample all over you. I decide to go first to focus on my goal.
We really need to know why you were talking to Ursula. She told us you were interested in publishing her poetry, but given all that's happened, well, I don't think that's the half of it.
I catch Nora glancing over, eyes burning. Did I overstep the mark? Was she about to question our new friend here?
Fine. I was doing another investigation into MK, and Ursula was helping. We believe the company was dipping its toes into medical care, or a public health program. A couple of neighborhood kids said an MK agent had offered them coupons and free samples. Said it was to test a new product line. They call it egregore. They claimed
She sighs, rubs her forehead.
it was going to help them with exams, stress, clarity of mind and all that.
Clarity of mind? Egregore? That feels like something out of Reverie, honestly. But how?
That's all I know.
I know why she turned to Ursula.
Wait. You contacted my mother because of her work on the Oxyons, on the history of Athena, right?
I only stumbled across them by chance. Sounds like MK tried to have them burned. But a few copies survived. They were the only other references to egregore I've ever found.
So MK knew about Ursula all along. Are they the reason she disappeared? I don't want Nora to lash out at Jade. If Laszlo shares his plan, she won't interrupt no matter how much she wants to. Or ask Jade to use her network. She could help, but she might have her own problems. Let's try this. I'm still not sure about Laszlo's plan. Causing a scene will certainly reach more people, but it could also bring a storm down on our heads. But he's eager to discuss it. With a wave of my hand, the floor is his.
I had an idea for finding Ursula. What if you published an article in your magazine? Full-page picture of her missing in big red letters. That sort of thing. And we use the printing house. Get posters of her face up all over the shop. Think of everyone we'd reach. Ursula's already got well, a reputation in these parts. People would want to help, I know it.
Laszlo working himself into a fervor has had a visible effect on Jade. She looks invested in a way she simply wasn't before.
That's definitely a plan.
Hey Mom, how are you doing? How is Denmark over there?
It would get the word out, no doubt about that. But everyone's going to know. Everyone. Understand?
Everyone in Alma. And MK too.
That's not the sort of heat you want. Believe me. If they've got something to do with Ursula's disappearance, we ought to fly low. Under the radar.
Right, can I still go? No, I'm unable to go to those. So approve Laszlo's plan. It's simple and straightforward. Don't get sidetracked by convoluted schemes. Or listen to Jade's plan. She knows how things work. I'd trust her if I were you. Let's go for Jade's plan. Jade's voice is hypnotic. Behind the fatigue lies so much energy. I want to listen, so I invite her to continue.
Here's what I think. You want to find your mum? Keep it on the down low. MK gets wind of you looking for her, even if they didn't have anything to do with it. That's bad news.
Couldn't you use your networks to spread the word? Discreetly?
Jade looks hurt, almost offended.
And pass on the risk to them.
Oh, yeah. Right. Guess not.
At the very least, I should ask my regulars. I own a bar down in Alma. They're a good lot, loyal. No one would know, unless they wanted them to.
Jade shrugs, looks past us. I'd taken her cold reception as hostility, but I was wrong. She's beaten down, maybe even depressed. She's in full-on survival mode. So let's see. Create a public scandal. You could have made a stronger impact. Alright, so I don't have enough coins for these two, so I have to go for this one. Let's keep it a secret, it's safe, and it's what Jade wanted. That's a win-win situation. We can't risk it. We can't risk a war with MK.
We keep the search secret. Quiet. For now.
Oh, but...
Laszlo, I know, but we can't risk it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're probably right.
Hey, Tina, Michael. How are you doing?
It just feels like we're sitting on our hands.
Jade seems to approve.
I haven't seen Ursula in almost 5 years now. I can't guess what she was up to, or where she went.
Is it just as hot over there as it is here? It is still really a big sauna over here. I might quit in a few minutes because it's just very, very hot sitting behind the PC. I can't guess what she was up to or where she went. For a moment, I can tell Jade's trying to figure out exactly what I mean. It looks like she's itching to ask me more about my relationship with my mother, but opts not to pry.
You can never really know anyone. Not really. Trust me. Found that out the hard way. I had to learn how to trust people. MK's everywhere. And sometimes a relative's the best way to get to you.
Yes, see you Tuesday. Have fun over there with Tina and Michael. Big hug to them as well. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
That's rough.
In a way, it only goes to show why I fight. And against who.
The tension seems to break. End of school day vibes wash over the otherwise empty park.
Well then, I'd better, make myself scarce.
Us too. We should get back to the Naiads.
Here's my number. Call me if I can help. I mean it.
She flashes her phone screen at Nora, who pulls out her own phone and types in the number. Something on your mind? Jade has more to say, especially to Nora. As it turns out, Jade lives near the Naiads, so we agreed to walk back together. For the first time, I noticed what a beautiful day it is. The sun warming my skin, the breeze flicking at loose strands of my hair. We meander through Alma, the four of us. It feels almost tranquil.
It's not easy for someone to go missing on this island. Everyone knows everyone and everything. Alma's a small world, a tight-knit community. You'll find her. Problem is, you've got MK between where you are now and where you want to be. No way you're avoiding a tussle.
When I left Athena, Mono concern was background noise, just a detail in our lives. Now they're a juggernaut, unchallenged, inescapable. I've realized I'm angry. Resentment burns in me each and every time I hear that name. We turn a corner, and the Naiads floats into view. Nora crosses the path to walk alongside Jade.
Didn't mention it before, but I think I was approached by those MK goons you mentioned. The public health project guys.
Shit. Egregore and everything.
Yeah.
Was this a job she told me about?
Listen, you didn't ask for it, but here's my advice. You see them coming again, you run. Or tell them to fuck off, or scream at them, or whatever. But do not take their money, Nora. I'm serious.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to.
I've heard rumors. People who came back the very opposite of healthy, and ones who never came back at all.
There have been other disappearances?
Hard to tell. People go missing all the time. Especially the ones society pushes to its edge.
I can tell Jade's trying to sound reasonable. She's had to deal with so much.
Sometimes they just move on. Change cities. There are rarely any records. But recently, a lot more people than normal have gone away. And most haven't come back.
But the ones who did come back?
Said they were given this egregore stuff. Pills or injections, and that was it. Some got sick, others were fine. But no clarity of mind business.
Could this be the moment to tell the truth? No, not yet. Reverie's my burden to bear, for now. And how do I bring up the aspirations without sounding like I'm having a stroke?
And bear that burden you shall. You must.
I try to ignore Power's voice. I don't want to start acting weird and lose what little trust we've built with Jade. Not far now. Jade gives us a nod and wave as she heads into her building. As we turn to leave, Bliss appears alongside me. I smile at Nora and Laszlo as we walk along in companionable silence, and Bliss laughs.
Someone's been busy. Well, guess what? We've been busy too. You're not the only bunch investigating. Bond and Power and I have news.
Truth still clings to life, but they are beyond our reach alone. Even our own ties have been severed. But we are close. So very close.
Our world does not cease to be when you are not viewing it. It is imperative that you stabilize your home front quickly so that you may assist us in Reverie. Do whatever you must.
I'm trying.
We know. So, here's the plan. We can clear the way to Truth Sanctuary, but after that, we'll have to summon you. Be ready.
End of the chapter. You have reached the end of the act. It is time for you to choose an outcome. Only the ones you have unlocked with the crystals you gathered are available. Close this tutorial and use A on the outcome you want to play. Truthberry Temple. Bliss is here, bouncing from foot to foot.
Took your time.
Where are we?
Truth's domain. Figured out a way inside. Finally. Anyway, shall we?
Yes, we shall. I'm surprised to find the cave, cold and damp, not at all where I imagined the aspiration of truth would reside. Empty walls, clear water, an unfillable void. It could be how they picture facts and accuracy, cold, solid.
Chilly in here, innit?
Bliss whistles to herself, despite the dour surroundings. I see truth there in the center. They are broken, shattered. I move closer, my footsteps echoing in the void without dying entirely. Even sound can't hide in here.
Right then. Let's get this old witch back in shape, shall we?
The diminutive aspiration digs through her pockets, extracting a multitude of objects. A garlic press, a halberd, a small owl-like creature staring out from a cage.
I know it's in here somewhere. Aha!
She brandishes a colossal tube of glue the size of a bazooka. Not surprisingly, it's an eye-blistering pink.
Now then.
She uncaps the tube. Somehow, it feels all of this is for show, a ritual tied to Bliss's nature. Yet, something changes in the air. A vibration, a riffin, a hum, coming from the statue itself. We're getting closer to finding your Ursula. I can feel it. Reverie is guiding me through this maze, but there's still a lot I need to figure out for myself. So what I'm going to do, this is actually quite the perfect time to stop the game for now. It is a sauna over here. We've played for a couple of hours. And normally I play a little bit longer, but I think this is a good place to stop. So, thank you all for joining tonight. It has been a little bit quiet, unfortunately. I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.